Good evening, everyone. I'm Madhulika Kumari from Ranchi University, India, and I am going to present this relationship between job hunting and education. And let's move on to my slide. So basically, I have started with a simple starting. Then, what education is all about. I believe education enables, as the famous saying from our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, that essence of education lies in drawing out the very best that is in you. And that quote I really pursue in my understanding that education enables a person to fully express their potential, be it material, intellectual, as well as spiritual. So the essence of education is to build human capital. Well, it increases the productivity of labor force, leading to increase in economic growth. In fact, education could be the biggest and everlasting gift a society can give to the next generation. And so far, education is linked with employability. That's a very big question. Education makes you a human capital, so you must be absorbed in employment sector. So the relation between education and employment is better understood through the labor market, which is a mediating role in influencing educational choices and employment prospects as well. So it's more or less question about input and output. So the question emerges, what is employability? And I understand, so far my understanding is it is development of a skill and personal attitude that make an individual to gain employment and to be successful in chosen field. So there are some factors that link education to employability, like responsiveness. The person is how much responding to the situation and problem solving as well, strategic action, coordination, and attending large groups or community groups. Far-sightedness is as well as required in that category. And when I come to the contemporary education and scenario and witness the scenario, there is an anomaly of jobless growth. So the name as itself suggests is jobless growth is a growth devoid of better employment opportunities. So far as India is concerned, it has largest network of education system, easy accessibility, social importance of being a graduate and education has made them educated, people more and more educated. And education quality of India is proven as well over worldwide, and more people are getting job abroad. But back home situation is not so encouraging. Better educated are facing the crunch of unemployment. They are not getting much opportunities. I have put some pictures that show that better educated have a great percentage of unemployed status or less employed. So now I have focused something like if where is the point, where is the lacuna heading? It is embedded in our education system, I do believe. So that has really catered to the narrow specialization. So it must move on to generalists, that could be deep generalists. Our education system cannot afford to remain limited to narrow specialization. Deep generalists are, it's a term attributed to Warren Bennis, author, somebody like Kepler, Maxwell, and Leonardo da Vinci. These were the people who combined two or more diverse domains and integrated them into something defensible and unique. And now, if we permit youngsters to play with diverse domains, interests, and passions, everything, it will allow them to move across knowledge territories. So the basic question emerges, why do we need a deep generalist? The point is that today's world is getting more and more automated. Automations continue to wipe out many jobs. Algorithms are there, and these are taking over routine jobs, decision-making routine jobs. So they are good at, but when I think about deep generalists, I taking a cue from the history. They are good at synthesis, not just analysis. They are much needed to solve problems plaguing the world today, like climate change, terrorism, resource depletion, and the list is endless. So what could be the tools for diversified learning? The secret in learning habit is triggered by solution oriented and not just grades. Learning is a new language, like a new language. Today we are learning, my fellow candidates are learning Japanese, myself learning Japanese. Community involvement can ignite a learning gene in novel ways. And second thing is signal spotting. Signals are basically seeds of future and future events. If there is a signal seeker, it has an interdisciplinary mind, daily thought exercise like to link unrelated development and predict their impact and engage them in a variety of domains that will make them a theme-based or problem-centered learner. Or we definitely need that kind of a person. And lastly, I would like to conclude taking a famous quote from Sanskrit scripture, Savidya Vimukta, which means education is something which liberates us from the shackles of the ignorance. It's not just a piece of paper or time spent just like that. Time spent, in fact, in school, colleges, graduation schools, it helps you to master both basic and advanced skills, which are key in competitive job market. Since coveted jobs are very, very few, it's become very imperative to get noted by the prospective employers very fast. But employability too has expanded its borders of the skills. Now it includes a bigger vertical, which consists of behavior, attitude, and aptitude. It has become more demanding than ever in terms of being simply qualified, since it now tries to reach a better version of you as a person, as a team player, and as a leader. And that's it from me. So far as the presentation is concerned, I have put some questions which I already tried to discuss in my presentation as well. Why do we need lead generalists rather? And how to harness the employability and what are the repercussions of jobless growth? So these are the things I have put placed before you. So any question or suggestion is very welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Madhurika. Thank you so much. So you have 3 questions. So why do we need deep generalists? Okay. So anyone has the answer for these questions? Okay, so Ms. Angelica.
Hello, thank you for your presentation. I think with deep generalist, it basically means from what I understand, it basically means combining the current skill that you have with another one, so that you will have more competency compared to other people, so that you are more different when you're finding a job. And I believe that it is important nowadays because there is a lack of employability, especially in developing countries. So I would like to ask, how do you think can we encourage students to become more multidisciplinary, or have 2 different set of industries that they can look into?
Yeah. There are very simple things which can be done, and it really sounds very simple. If we adjust some creative things in the school age curriculum from the very beginning, like music, like art form, like new language, it can bring a sea change. Because these are the things. If I take example of music, it's not a fast time, not at all. If we introduce in from the very beginning to the children or younger children, it develops their concentration, develops their memory. It brings out their hard work. And music is something when you play, your hand and your eyesight is both engaged. So it develops the motor nerve, which is very, very essential for upbringing years. So, and as well as when the boy or girl grows up, he learns the spirit of teamwork, coordination. Because and moreover, if you learn any kind of music, be it classical, jazz, anything, It requires you to remember the notes, correct notes at correct time. Because, and it definitely, it's not just mugging up the notes. You have to match with the beat, which beats are actually scientific mathematical units. So you cannot miss. You miss one beat, your song is going to be wrong. So this is the mathematical precision that is required in learning music. So if you introduce learning music, any kind of music, to the offspring, to your offspring, they are going to be better, enabled to be a deep generalist. I'm not saying that specialization needs to be, overruled. It is needed, but what I'm trying to say, what is needed of the need of the hour is we need to add some width to the depth. Deep means you are having the knowledge and idea, but you diversify it. It will enable you as a very creative thinker. You can address the problems, whether being in life related problems, major problems, or official, or any problems in your society or community. You will be very much enabled to address those problems, observant, patient, tolerant. So it will make you a better individual to understand it. Even if solutions are not, quick fix solutions, but it will enable you to at least get the perspective from the different perspectives from different disciplines. So this is a very key point I would like to address. Students or children must learn some art form, drawing, painting, anything like that, and language. As at present, I am learning Japanese language, and I had finished my post-graduation in history, world history and everything. So I had a broad knowledge of, broad outline of Japanese history and things. But when I'm engaged in learning this language as well, so these things are becoming very familiar to me. It's like coming live to me. The thing I read in textbook is like, coming. I do not need extra effort to understand what is Higashi, Minami, anything. I understand what is the location because I have already read in the history. So it is a diversified perspective. And again, I would add or highlight the benefit of learning a new language. Basically, it empowers your mind, engages your mind to learn more and be more confident, be more acquainted with the things that are moving around you. You get the better perspective. That's what I can say. These are very simple things, but it can be, make you more competitive. And one more thing I would like to add, like employability is concerned with this. Employability is, if you learned art form, language form, anything like that, and that has made you a better person. That has made you a better coordinator. So suppose after 20 years, which the current technology which is thriving will not be relevant. It will be wiping anything like routine jobs and everything. But we will be needing a better acquainted person who is tolerant, who is very much, who is not biased, who hasn't got the cognitive bias. So that is the structural change in the knowledge scenario is really, really needed to address the jobless growth phenomena we are facing today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.